Hi folks, Tuffin here with another bowl cleaning spell. This one is for Joe Biden. President Joe Biden. This bowl represents Joe Biden because I got it since Joe Biden took office. When my friend came to visit, I got a new bowl. You can see it's blue, and it's not been smoked out of any day that Trump was in office. So since Joe Biden took office, I got this bowl about, a few weeks, a month ago, and it's never been smoked while Trump was in office. Now, I'm doing a bowl cleaning spell like I've done one for Trump, or to get rid of Trumpism entirely in the world, to get rid of evil in the world, and a bowl cleaning spell that I've done for myself to get rid of hatred and bitterness and negativity in myself, and just back up of creative stuff I haven't done. So a similar thing for Joe Biden. I want to help get rid of any buildup with this resin representing the buildup and cleaning it out, washing it away so it's not in the way anymore. So that, he's been saying some good things. He's been doing a lot of good things too. But he's been saying some good things about Black Lives Matter and changing police, but doing some things, but we haven't seen the full commitment that we need. He's been doing a lot of good things. One of my big criticisms of Joe Biden is him saying that his pen doesn't have enough ink in it to forgive more than $10,000 worth of student loans. He didn't say that literally directly like that, but that's the way he makes it sound like. If Bernie Sanders had gotten this pen, he somehow would have gotten a pen that could forgive everybody's student loans, but the one I got can only forgive up to $10,000. And that sounds like a whiny complaint, but it's just one of those things. Now, I do think we're going to need to take a hard left and get as close to Bernie policies and what people who supported Bernie want for this country. And one thing we need is to get rid of the Trumpism, because they're traitors. And while Joe Biden certainly talked a pretty good game in that regard, as far as saying that Trump was the worst president, the worst disaster to have happened to America, it's like, well, go ahead and treat him like that. Now, maybe it's not up to him at this point. He's going to leave it in the hands of the FBI and other agencies, military maybe, since they're terrorists. Leave it up to other people, because don't want the perception of just being like vindictive or something from Joe Biden. Although it's anybody's job. He's the head of the executive branch, so they can execute the laws to collect Trump and Trumpers because they're terrorists. That's all the terrorists talking about them arresting one of the generals today, just like spreading some KGB nonsense that they always do. The Trumpers always do that. Talking about arresting a general, and so I went and left some comments on one of the videos of the general speaking about actually leaving Afghanistan, and it does seem like Biden has even done some military things, shot down a plane outside of Ukraine, a Russian fighter plane, which, as far as I heard, scared Putin out of the Ukraine. He retrieved his troops from the border there. And then they also, I saw recently, seized a huge shipload of weapons, I guess going from Russia to Syria, going somewhere in the Middle East, that the U.S. military, I think, seized it. And it was just a huge boat full of, missiles and tanks and stuff, I guess. But anyway, they seized a bunch of the weapons. It seemed to be like, instead of doing everything they can to appease and help Putin, they're actually going to thwart him in various ways that, apparently he can't stand up to, so because he's a punk. And he'll probably get his people turned against him too for all the things he's done to us and to them. And as I keep saying, when Black Lives Matter gets to Russia, Putin's will end up on a pike, because he's just a traitor to humanity. And even the traitors to America, some of whom are in Russia, but they're, betraying America by pretending to be Americans but Trumpers, even they are actually traitors to Russia too, because Putin is a traitor to Russia. So we'll figure all that out. We'll get rid of these fascists that basically Putin is behind every single one of them, Modi and Bolsonaro and Netanyahu and Trump. We'll get rid of all those fascists in all those countries and any other place that they've had influence in this way. And now we know what to look for. So we'll root them out. But Biden has been doing some good things in that regard. As much as I'm against the military, it's like, I guess while these people have these military games going on, you got to play that game instead of capitulating. Now, Trump apparently gave Putin our codes, our passcodes to the pipelines, so they could shut down the pipelines. And it's like, they think they're doing things to us. They think they're like sabotaging us by shutting down the pipeline. They're just going to hasten and motivate people off of gas, which is ultimately what Putin is all about. Is gas pro and selling gas, Russian gas lines, all that stuff. And we're just going to get rid of gas entirely. Now, Biden's doing some good things towards green energy and the Jobs Act. And I'm going to help clear out. That's why this is a spell. It's kind of for Biden. It's for Biden to be pure to ideals, pure to his beliefs, pure to America. He gave a good speech about the government being the people, and that includes the people of the government. That they actually could act like people, at least half of them could act like people and start getting things done for the other people in the country. And we can get rid of the other half. We can get these people who are traitors, who are working for Russia and Trump, we can get them out of there. So that is something, when I say this is a spell for Joe Biden, it is to help him personally live up to his ideals and his own statements and stuff like that. But it's also for the whole system, and to clear out the whole system and free it of any fear or feeling like it's beholden to the other side. And I know how it works. I get the emails from the DNC and stuff about, they are alarming everybody about Trump, not to really stop him, but to raise money. And so they want people like that out there for an excuse, or they want terrible things going on for an excuse to raise money. And it's like, we don't need that. We need to raise action. And the people are going to get out ahead of the politicians on this one if the politicians don't start, really getting some things done by, getting rid of Marjorie Taylor Greene, getting rid of Lauren Boebert, and arresting them and getting them out of their role, because they are traitors and they have been doing this for Russia. Like Lauren Boebert here in Colorado called Biden a tyrant. Called Biden a tyrant. Lauren Boebert did. And I call her a Congress traitor. So I don't have to do the gender thing. I just call them all Congress traitors. But she's a traitor who got to Congress, who was tweeting about the Capitol. We need to get rid of that type of obstruction, and the Democrats who are just corporate Democrats, and to the extent that Biden is a corporate Democrat, it's time for him to live up to the moment. So you can see, as this bowl got incredibly clean, I think this spell is going to come true, and Biden is going to live up to the moment, just like we're going to actually rid the world of Trump and Trumpism. But yeah, Biden will live up to the moment, live up to the what we need, both green energy and justice in various ways. Justice for people economically, justice for people socially, justice in transforming the justice system. So we've got this, and we'll do it together. But this is a spell to help Joe Biden live up to the American ideals of freedom, justice, equality, and just the American way, the American dream, the Superman stuff. That's what Superman stood for. I'll give you a quick lesson real quick. Superman started out just busting up the KKK. That's all he did when his Superman radio show started. He just beat up KKK every single episode. So look into that and stay tuned, and we'll get back with you soon. But thanks, Joe. Thanks, America. See y'all soon.